What if winning the battle with weight loss and weight gain and weight loss and weight gain and all the yo-yo dieting things that we have put ourselves through was just a trust issue? What if it was as simple as learning to trust our own body? In today's video, I'm going to share with you 3 tips to help you identify where you might have some of those gaps with the relationship you have with your thoughts and how your body is trying to communicate with you. And if you are wanting to start maybe an intermittent fasting lifestyle journey for yourself, these 3 tips that I'm going to share with you are totally applicable to you and will help you get yourself started on the right foot. My name is Ann Parham. I am the creator of the online course and community, the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman. Here in this community, we talk about all things for us as aging women and how it is we end up feeling so frustrated when we hit this 50+ age range. And I do my best here in this community to provide you with real world information and practical tips to help you look and feel your best. So like I said, we're going to talk about 3 tips today. I always like to do the countdown from 3, 2, 1, and I always save the best tip for last. So make sure you stay till the end of today's video. So the 3rd tip, to help you really understand why it is you're so stuck or feeling so stuck with this weight situation that so many of us find ourselves in as we're transitioning beyond the age of 50 and into this new season of postmenopause. And a lot of this has to do with not understanding our hunger hormones and the cues that those hunger hormones are sending us. Like I said in the intro, a lot of the problems we have as women with weight gain and weight loss and the recurrence of weight gain usually does come down to the fact that we're just not comfortable in our own body and the cues that it is sending us, and we don't have a healthy relationship with what it is our brain and our body are trying to do in the way of communicating with one another. I found this to be so true for myself as I was going through menopause as well. And a lot of the old tips and tricks that I was using in my 20s, 30s, and 40s and coaching other women on really stopped working for me. So there's this new sort of phenomenon or craze maybe that we have about hunger, and that hunger is something that is a negative or it's a really bad thing for our body to experience. And then if we look around and we see all of the people in society who are battling health conditions and so many people battling weight problems even before they turned 50 and before, for women, they hit a season of menopausal change, weight gain is a problem in our society. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that we are constantly living in a fed state. We get a little growling in our belly and we want to quiet that, so we eat. We get a little lightheaded, so we eat. We feel bored, so we eat. We feel like we need comfort, so we eat. And everything is centered around eating and feeding our body. And all these cues are doing is just letting you know that something is about to happen. And if we're not tuned into what these cues mean, then what we tend to do is default to what society has taught us to do. That's eat. But what if a hunger cue was your body telling you that it was about to do some really serious work internally to take care of you? I call hungry magic. Like when I get that feeling of hunger, I know that my body is about to make some magic happen for me. I know my body is going to be turning inward and it's going to find things to feast off of. And usually those things that it's finding to feast off of are the things that I'm unhappy with or the problems I'm looking to solve. Weight gain, inflammation, extra body fat, fatigue. All of those things are opportunities for your body in a state of hungry to turn inward and fix those problems. But we have to understand that hungry is not something that we're supposed to fix. Hungry is really something that we're just supposed to feel. And the more confident we get in the feeling of hungry, the more problems our body will have an opportunity to solve. And then we can really get comfortable in what we like to practice here, an intermittent fasting lifestyle. Because when those hunger cues hit, and we trust them because we know that that's just our body's way of communicating with us, letting us know, if you don't do anything to interrupt what I'm about to do, I am going to create magic for you. So the next time you get a hunger cue, you get that little growling sound, or your stomach feels like it's a little empty, or even if you get a little lightheaded, go drink some water, maybe have a cup of black coffee, and tell your brain hungry is where the magic happens and your body is about to start solving some problems for you. If you'd like to watch a video where I teach specifically about hunger hormones, make sure you click this link right here. I have an entire video on trusting your hunger hormones, where I explain your hunger hormones, what they are doing to send you cues, and what they are doing for you if you just leave them alone and give them the opportunity to perform that magic for you. Tip number 2. This is the one that was the most eye-opening for me as I was transitioning through my menopausal season into post-menopause, and I too was struggling with that inability to lose weight and all the extra body fat that was hanging around my body. I was also managing like memory loss and brain fog and fatigue and all the things. I'm just like you. I went through all of those as well. And what I really focused on were food ingredients and how they were affecting me personally. This is another one of those key benefits of fasting long and fasting clean. Your body becomes so hyper aware of everything that you expose it to. And remember, when we talk about exposing our body, we're talking about what we put in our body, what we put on our body, and what we put around our body. This was the most eye-opening experience for me. I was one of those people who was quote unquote eating clean, and so our family ate turkey bacon because it was the healthier version of bacon. And what I realized was turkey bacon was making me sick. Why was it making me sick? Because turkey's not bacon. And they had to do a lot of things to turkey to make it look and cook and taste like bacon. And so the ingredients that were in this processed meat were making me sick. I talk a lot about soy here in this community and how it is so problematic for so many people. And I know there are a lot of people who rely on soy as their source of protein. And if you're not affected by soy, then I say keep doing what you're doing. But soy can be one of those things that's just that little inconvenient ingredient that is in so many foods that could be holding you in a state of inflammation and hormonal imbalance. And those two things coupled together can be what's keeping you in that holding pattern with your weight and not giving your body the opportunity to release the weight. Remember, weight loss happens when your hormones are in balance. And if you're intaking food or exposing yourself to ingredients that are keeping you out of balance, that could be the simple fix. I know that was for me because I was doing everything else correctly. So what I really like to coach women on is to take all the labels away from how it is you are deciding to put things in your life, whether that's food or things in your environment or things on your body. And I want you to give yourself an opportunity to test some things out. If you eat something or rub something on you or have something in your home and you're not feeling good, you owe it to yourself to do just a little bit of a detox and start testing some products out. What if your weight loss opportunity and ability could be as simple as removing one thing from part of your routine? It's not just as simple as managing your macros or making sure you're in a calorie deficit. The ingredients that are in a lot of our everyday products today are just not making us feel our best, and a lot of times not allowing us to look our best. An experience that I just recently went through when I was trying to get a little more protein in my diet was I was using cottage cheese as a really simple plug-in to get some good protein in my daily feasting. And what I found is that after a couple of weeks of consuming cottage cheese, I started getting eczema around my eyes and on my face. Who wants eczema around their eyes and their face? I know I don't. And so I took the cottage cheese out of my feasting. I gave myself about 2 weeks to detox from the milk products that were in that cottage cheese. Eczema is gone. Now, as long as I stay away from dairy, I have no problems with my skin. something as clean and simple as cottage cheese was making me sick. Every body is different, so you have to be diligent about doing this work for yourself. And then you have to go back to that first step that I talked about. You have to get really clear on how you are communicating with your body and what your brain is trying to tell you about the food that you're eating or how it is you're fasting. Our body is always trying to work in our favor. We have to slow down and we have to listen, and then we have to question some things in our life that might be perfectly fine for others. They just might not work for you. And then one of the most important tips, regardless of what it is you're trying to do in your life, whether it's fasting or not fasting or just managing menopause and how you're feeling and showing up for yourself in general, you have to learn to trust your body. Our bodies were not designed to be unhappy and unhealthy, and they definitely weren't designed to carry extra weight. We know that because when we are carrying around extra weight and or body fat, we become sick. Our body wants to work in our favor. This again is where practicing a very simple intermittent fasting lifestyle can really open up the communication between your brain and your body, because your brain is going to be influenced by your environment, society, maybe your friends and family, maybe some things that you're researching on the internet, and your body is always going to be willing to tell you the truth. And it's going to tell you the truth about the decisions you're making with your brain. So if something doesn't feel right or it doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't matter how many scientific studies have been done about that thing. If it doesn't feel right and it's not working for you, then it doesn't feel right and it's not working for you. And that's the only thing that matters. This is also where I like to really encourage women to stop the rat race of researching, and just implement some things. Try some things out. See how they feel for you. See how your body responds. See if your body starts to move in the direction that you hope it will move in. Sometimes you just have to trust your body. Again, I'm going to pitch my intermittent fasting lifestyle here because it is one of the simplest ways to live our life. We get to just do nothing. I, of course, like to teach the 20-hour fasting lifestyle with a 4-hour feasting window. It gives us the best opportunity to understand our hunger hormones and cues, understand how food is affecting us or some things that we have in our environment, how that might be affecting us, because we give ourselves 20 hours of zero interruptions. Our body is not having to respond to anything that we are deciding to do to it or for it, and it will provide feedback for you. Trust that. The other beautiful gift that we get when we start to trust our body with something like intermittent fasting and being really honest with our food choices is that we really tune in to when something feels off. This is so important, especially as we age. This will also give you an opportunity to become your own best advocate. If you know something feels out of sorts or you know something feels off, you are probably more likely to fight for yourself because you're going to trust your body and you're going to feel confident about the conversation it's trying to have with you. What I want you to take away from today's video is the fact that I didn't talk about meal plans. I didn't talk about how much protein you should consume. I didn't talk about what type of diet, philosophy, or genre you should follow. I gave you 3 tips about how you can start to really trust your body and understand it so that you can lose weight, balance your hormones, get rid maybe of some of that brain fog that you have, like I once had and I no longer have to deal with, how you can get your energy back and how you can start focusing on living your most authentic life and giving yourself the best opportunity to wake up every day looking and feeling your best, and ending this rat race with trying to get this perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. There's only a lifestyle that you can create for you that makes sense for you and will allow you to get all the things that you say that you really want. It is really that simple, but we have to take the time to understand what our body is trying to communicate to us. We have to be really honest about the food and the things that we're putting in our environment, and then we have to learn to trust our body. it wants to work in our favor, and our body wants us to live a very happy and healthy life, and you deserve to feel good in your own skin. Thanks for tuning into today's video. If you have made it to the end, I hope that you have taken an opportunity to hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that bell notification, and most importantly, please leave me a comment in the comment section. Which one of these 3 tips resonated with you? Which one of these 3 tips do you feel like just hit home for you and opened up an aha moment for you that you can really implement today? I always say, as a woman, when you know that you need to make a change in your life, or you are seeking out some support or maybe some new information about how you can make a change for yourself, then this is the day you draw the line in the sand and you say you're going to start to show up for yourself differently so you can get all the things that you say that you really want for yourself. If you're ever interested in jumping into our intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman course, I will leave the link here for you to check out. We run a course every month. Our next one will be starting on the first Friday of the next month. So depending on when you're watching this video, you'll know how to plan your time. I always love new members in our course. I do teach from the mindset approach. So the way I talk to you today is exactly the way I talk to you in class. I give you the opportunity to figure you out. Create a healthy and open dialogue with you and your body, and make informed choices for you so that you can, in fact, wake up every day looking and feeling your best, and most importantly, living your most authentic life.